Welcome back to the third Saturday in October, your SEC water cooler podcast for the rest of us. Find us online at third Saturday in October.com. Yes, I said that right. Had to think about that for a second. Find us on social media at TSIO Pod, on Venmo at TSIO Pod, and buymeacoffee.com/TSIO Pod. Don't cry because it happened. Be happy that it's over. That is kind of the theme of the weekend. I am Bradley here with my co-caster Jared. Jared, does that pretty much sum up how you feel?
I'm gonna cry if I want to, like the song says. So it's yeah, I'm still feeling a little bit of pain from Saturday, but I'm here. I'm ready. Whether I want to or not, we're gonna talk about it. So
Yeah, Auburn fans and Arkansas fans. I'm thinking of you mostly. Um, those two
yeah,
fan bases.
little bit of turnover going on at Arkansas right now.
Okay, let's
Uh,
jump into Arkansas. Sam Pittman, who is and Josh Pate said this the other night as well. Sam Pittman in Arkansas, great matchup of coach personality and program. Pittman went, I believe, 32 and 34 at Arkansas. So just below, kind of right at 500. What, and granted, they have gotten off to a terrible start this year. What should be the expectations for Arkansas? What,
well, just three
where in
weeks
the
ago,
SEC? Where in
yeah.
um just in final record each year?
I mean,
Thoughts?
just 3 weeks ago, they were going into the game with Ole Miss. They hung with Ole Miss in Oxford. They
Yep.
didn't win, but it was a close game. And I wasn't concerned for Arkansas at all until the loss at Memphis. And
Right.
then to have Notre Dame just come to Fayetteville and just blow you out like that, something went wrong.
No,
I
no
don't, I'm
points in
not
the same
convinced
half.
Arkansas is terrible. I'm not sure what happened. Like they're gonna have to pull it together. I hate to see Pippen go. I think he's a good coach there, and now Petrino's back. And correct me if I'm wrong, but did Petrino like coach Louisville twice? So now he's coaching Arkansas twice technically. So it's like that's kind of interesting. The places he leaves want him back. So.
And why?
Well, I mean, he does have a winning record there, I
I mean,
believe. Yeah,
I had to go back and look at what was that, like 2012?
yeah, it's been a while. Yeah,
And I mean, so he's he's at Arkansas. He gets in a motorcycle accident. Um,
yeah, he was doing some things he shouldn't be doing.
yeah,
Yep.
and tried to cover it up.
Yeah,
Um,
I
I
think if
was,
he had handled it more judiciously, he might have never left. Then maybe they would have. I don't know that they wanted to get rid of him. So
yeah, it seemed like they had to get rid of him so that the school wouldn't come under fire
right,
for possible sexual harassment
yeah,
uh
yeah. There was a lot. There
issues.
was a lot there,
There
and
was a whole lot there. And so,
yeah, I'm surprised they even brought it back. But time
no,
heals all wounds. Maybe I don't know.
I mean that you and I've talked about this before, I think on the podcast and off air. The Petrino hire at Arkansas as offensive coordinator was interesting, head scratching. Um, I mean, I don't know. I guess he'd had enough time away that you hope that he's pulled a Lane Kiffin and matured a little bit. He didn't go through the Nick Saban uh, rehab stint, but I,
Well, I mean, think about it. Since he left Arkansas, I know he's had three head coaching jobs. So he was at Western Kentucky, he was at Louisville, and then for a bit he was at Missouri State
yeah,
before Missouri State moved up to Conference USA and D1. So and he's been the OC at like what UNLV, Texas A&M, and now Arkansas. So it's not like he sat idle. I mean, he's been doing
no,
stuff. Um, he has historically been a good coach. Now, I was surprised Pittman brought him back just because he's going to be gunning for your job.
yeah,
So, and now he's cleaning house. Apparently, he's fired a couple of the defensive staff. I don't know if that was necessary, but
yeah, right. I fired
um,
three staffers, I believe. Um,
yeah, that seems a little aggressive considering you might need some of them guys.
that that is
It's a
somebody
long season
who
still, so.
that is somebody who um does not want interim in front of his title for very long.
Well,
He,
he's gunning to get that job full time, and who's to say that if he doesn't turn it around, win out or do really well, that maybe Arkansas caves into that. Maybe they do. Um, I don't know what Arkansas can do at this point. I'm not sure there's a wrong answer. If Petrino can turn around the season, maybe it is a good thing to let him take the helm. But
and
I know there's some other candidates out there that would do a good job, I think.
yeah,
But Arkansas is tricky. But then, it's always no, nobody's winning at the school until somebody comes along and does it. Like Ole Miss. Ole Miss was down for several years. And then Lane Kiffin comes and now
yeah,
they're, doing really well. So, I mean, you just need the right group, I guess.
yeah.
And
So,
why
so
not
my
Arkansas? Missouri can get 10 wins. Why, you got Mississippi State who's turning it around. You got other schools that are showing it can be done. So why not Arkansas?
yeah. Um, Speaking of what, what's Arkansas going to do now? What what do you do on defense? Firing three three
Yeah, that
coaches?
must have been a personality thing or something. He just didn't like them.
Yeah, that
Still
feels like
seems like that
personal
could have happened
vendetta or
later.
something.
Yeah, seems like that could have happened later, but that maybe who's to say? Who knows?
And if I'm Petrino, um, I'm talking to my AD and saying what, and I don't know how much buy-in Arkansas has from these organizations. Walmart, Tyson Chicken, Tyson Foods. Um, I'm trying to think who else is in Arkansas. Um, it's like,
Well,
hey,
those are the two big ones for sure.
yeah, uh, we can do some good things, but we're gonna need some help NIL wise. And I mean, if you've got Walmart and Tyson Foods money behind you, eh, I don't know how you can't create something pretty awesome
Oh yeah,
in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Um, that's that's quite a bit of firepower right there,
100%.
and that's what a lot of these kids want. They want to play now and they want to get paid for it. Um, I think Arkansas has got good opportunity to offer that. Um, so we'll see what Petrino does with all that. I hope Pittman lands a job really soon. I mean at
I can't
Georgia,
imagine he won't. He's got a good reputation. He's a good O-line coach. Somebody's going to grab him quick. I wish Auburn would grab him. Seeing our O-line this past weekend was just like, oh,
yeah, Georgia may be looking for a new O line coach after
well,
this
he was there
weekend.
prior, I think. So
That's where he was. Yeah,
yeah, that would make sense if he went back there. I wouldn't blame him. But
but I think Georgia could have used a little help um, pushing that line of scrimmage this last weekend. But
Yeah.
um, the other big news that broke, I guess, right at a week ago, Bruce Pearl's retirement. I know this is not football related, but third Saturday in October does roll into uh, February, March, and into April. Um,
Well, I think we took it a little further than that. So,
well, yes, baseball season kept rolling until June, but basketball season.
yeah.
What were your first thoughts upon hearing this news with Bruce Pearl?
Um, didn't think it'd be so quick. I thought maybe Bruce might be around another 4 or 5 seasons, and I'm okay with it. I like the fact that he's got priorities in place, and I'm certainly appreciative of what he's done for Auburn. And it seems like his son taking on, that role is he's certainly um, qualified because he's been part of the Auburn basketball, for however long Bruce has been there. So I think Auburn's in reasonable hands. I think Auburn could have went out and got a really great coach if they had done a coaching search, but you can't do that this close to the season, which is probably part of the reason why Bruce chose the timing of it the way he did, more to ensure so his son would kind of be the guy to take it. They gave him a 5-year deal, so I don't have an issue with it. I hate that Bruce Pearl's gone. He's not completely gone. He's still going to be like um, I don't know, I forget what they call that. He'll be around, but he's not coaching. So, but yeah, love Bruce Pearl. Hate to see him not on the sidelines, but certainly wish him the best and appreciate everything he did. He's a great coach. So
Yeah, I I was really baffled at the timing of this because I mean, I thought Bruce was really, really close to a national championship. He was getting he's getting guys from the portal. I know this next year was going to be a little bit of a question mark because there was a lot of firepower he lost from last year's team, but it really baffled me. And I talked to several other Auburn fans who were telling me that they kind of felt like he was going to retire in the next 3 seasons or so. Um, but he, it seemed like he wanted more than to go out on a high note or to go out and give Auburn the best chance of success. It seems like he wanted his son to have the best chance of success of landing a head coaching job. And I, I don't know, something about how he went out, like the timing of it, just doesn't leave a good taste in my mouth because, like you said, there was no time to, there's no opportunity to go find a head coach at this time of year. You're starting. I believe I saw that.
yeah, in a few weeks. Yeah,
I mean, I think practice has started for a lot of schools.
yeah.
Um, I don't know. It seems very odd. Um, I don't know uh what it's going to look like this season. I do think it sounds like his son has taken more and more of the plate away from his dad over the last few years. But Bruce Pearl is not somebody easily replaced.
No, no. And if I gave any kind of comment that alluded to that, yeah, I'd strike it now because Bruce Pearl isn't easy to replace. Um, I mean, he's just fantastic. So, but his son has been there. He's been right
Yep.
there, and he's gonna have every opportunity to do to do well in this first stint as a head coach. And I mean, at this point, Auburn has no choice. I mean, it's just like, okay,
Right.
we got him. Let's hope he does well. And we have some good players through the portal, and we have Todd Pettiford back, and I think Auburn's basketball, barring something crazy, should still be a top SEC basketball program. So,
Which is saying something too, because the
right,
SEC has
it's
been
stacked. Yeah, yeah.
and continues to be stacked. So no, like you said,
I'm not saying we're going to win the SEC. I'm not even saying we're going to go back to the Final Four. I'm not sure that's realistic, but I think Auburn has a good basketball program. They have a good team, and I trust Stephen Pearl to not mess that up. I think he can, do well.
yeah,
So
he has seen his fair share of success as an assistant.
yeah,
So we'll see how he can put it together as the man in charge.
yep.
Um, let's get to some football. Scores, that is. Um, running through last week's games. LSU Ole Miss.
That was a
What
good
a
game.
game.
Yeah,
What
and way to go, Lane Kiffin, man. Whether you like him or not, man, that was a pretty awesome win for Ole Miss.
Yeah,
So
and good for Lane for I guess limiting the efficacy of off-field um drama with
yeah,
his daughter announcing her relationship with
isn't
star
that hilarious?
LSU linebacker. It so I saw some conspiracy theory because
Yeah.
early in the game, you see Whit Weeks just blowing chunks on the football field. Uh, and somebody said, this is not something that happens early in the game. This is something that happens towards the end of the game. Heat exhaustion, dehydration, all that's kicking in. No, this has the looks of somebody who's hungover, whose new girlfriend got him way drunk last night.
Hammered. Yeah.
I don't know if I believe it, but man,
Ah,
that
yeah, I'd like to think he's more professional than that, but who knows?
uh who's not more professional than that? Lane Kiffin, and I
Hey,
love him for it. Um,
yeah. Hey,
but
speaking of, Lane Kiffin has a documentary out. It's on ESPN, and I watched it. And if you get a chance, go ahead. It gave me a renewed appreciation for Lane Kiffin, despite some of his history and some of his stops that didn't go over so well.
and
But
and,
yeah, I enjoyed the documentary. I thought it was pretty good.
and
So
I know it's revisionist history, but I and I've said this before, having learned more about Kiffin's exit to USC, I'm not as mad about it. I
yeah,
was
and I'm
not
not
what
suggesting Tennessee fans shouldn't just let that,
no.
shouldn't still have some
I mean, at that time,
ill will, but whatever.
yeah, I mean, Tennessee was not. I mean, Phil Fulmer had just stepped down. He,
Yeah. And that man, let's be honest. When Kiffin left, that led to a decade plus of just agony for
yes,
Vols fans. And that I don't know how much you can blame that on Kiffin, but good Lord,
no,
that was a rough stretch. So,
so things were already getting bad the last 2 years of Fulmer's tenure. They go and hire this um, young, uh, you know, upstart coach in Lane Kiffin, who after 10 months gets offered his dream job. He was OC at USC. Pete Carroll had just taken USC to the pinnacle of college football. Who wouldn't want that job? And
well, but they were on the verge of all those problems with, with the NCAA, and he didn't fully grasp. I think they had lied to him actually. They told him, "Oh yeah, this isn't a big deal,"
Well,
and
and
it was a big deal.
yeah, and Kiffin, while at UT, uh, had this assistant, Ed Ogeron, who
Yep.
also had some recruiting violations and was getting Tennessee in trouble, which I'm not sure that Tennessee was all that truthful about to their next candidates either. But how Lane Kiffin wanted to go out and how it actually played out were not the same because Kiffin wanted to meet with the trustees or board of regents or whoever it was to talk to them in a closed session. And that's not what happened. When he walked into the room, here are a bunch of cameras, and you can see when he walks into that room that he is a deer in headlights because he is not ready for all that. Um, and the rest is history. But Kiffin has learned a few things. Now, I mean, I think he's a heck of a head coach. Um, there aren't a whole lot of, I think the list is very short of college coaches who are better than he is at this point. But what he's been able to do at Ole Miss is pretty spectacular,
Yep.
including a win
Big
over
big
number.
win over LSU.
Yeah.
Massive. So
Um, Another massive win. I did not think this was going to happen. Alabama beats Georgia 24-21
yeah, in Athens.
in Athens.
Yeah, that was wild. Night game.
Georgia had a 33 game home winning streak on the line. Alabama's now like 1-7 against Kirby or something like that. Ridiculous.
Yeah, that's wild.
This is Florida over Tennessee uh in the 2000s, 2010s and 2020s until as of late. Uh it's that kind of level. What the heck is going on? Because Georgia's the better team. Um and should have won that game. And the way that Georgia has played so far, the way they played Tennessee, I thought that this wouldn't be really all that close.
Well, considering the way Florida State beat up on Alabama, yeah, I just assumed Georgia would take care of business. And okay, we overlooked Alabama a bit.
Yeah.
They're capable of still being a good team, and they got Vanderbilt coming up.
Yeah,
So
that um 5-0 Vanderbilt. That
yeah, an undefeated Vanderbilt. So
go doors.
yeah,
Uh
I mean, did they put all their energy and effort and thought into this win against Georgia, and now they you know show up and Vandy grabs one at their house? Maybe
I I
that'd
think
be pretty wild.
I think Tuscaloosa is going to be, I don't know if it's quite electric. Tuscaloosa it's been hard for that place to really become electric because of the Saban effect. But I think the team is going to be excited knowing what they've done this last week and what they can do the rest of the season. Um, I think Alabama may have gotten a little swagger back this weekend, which worries me. Um,
Yeah. Well, if that didn't bring the swagger back, I don't know what will. I mean, that does redeem the Florida State loss in my mind for Kalen DeBoer. So
and and speaking of Florida State losing to Virginia,
that was a great ending, by the way. I watched that,
I I
and
mean, I,
go Cavaliers.
yeah,
So,
I was not watching that game, but I watched the
yeah,
final score
yeah.
and like I was watching the scoring on the Apple Sports app. Apple, if you're listening, which I know you are because who's not listening, um, you need to fix your app. The the notifications up at the top. I need to be able to swipe them away and not go straight into the app. But that app is fantastic for giving timely updates.
Yeah,
Uh,
it is.
but so that game, as soon as the fans know that it's not a catch, um, they storm the field. And I I'm all for storming the field. That one was dangerous. And I have not heard that anybody got hurt, but the Virginia and Florida State players who were in the end zone got trampled. Whether they got hurt or not, I do not know. But those fans just swarmed them.
Yeah, that was not safe.
It,
That
it,
yeah, those students weren't holding back. They were on that field immediately, and you couldn't do anything about it.
it couldn't do anything about it. And that's
Hey, that's a huge win for Virginia, though, man.
it
I
is a
mean, you
huge
can't
win for
knock their
Virginia.
celebration, man. They earned that one. So,
I do not know how you prevent something like that from happening because that could have been very terrible if somebody were to get hurt. And like I said, I don't know if anybody got hurt, but it was scary. I had to go back and watch because I'm trying to see did did those two players get up? Um, because once those once those students are on the field, once everybody rushes the field, there's no getting up if you fall down. Um,
no, yeah, you can get hurt or die. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah.
very crazy. Um, moving on. A&M winners over Auburn
Yep.
16-10. Defense looked good, but offense, yikes.
Yeah, this is a very massive pain point for Auburn fans because we have such a good roster, got some good players, and we've played, you know, games where we've been able to run the ball, and Texas A&M's not particularly known for being strong against the rush, and yet here we are passing nonstop, and we didn't convert a single third down. It was terrible. It was the worst thing you could watch as an Auburn fan. The fact that we only lost by six is only because the defense got an interception, ran it, right to the goal line, and Jackson Arnold was able to run in like a 2 yard TD. But aside from that, we couldn't get any offense going. It was just devastating to watch. It is sickening, and makes me wonder what Hugh Freeze is up to. That's for sure. I want to trust the guy, but man, when you see a situation like last Saturday, it makes you kind of like, hey, man, dude, get out of town.
Yeah.
Like
In the week
let's just make
before,
the defensive coordinator DJ Durkin the coach because he's the only one that seems to care. So
in the week before, giving up 10 sacks.
yeah,
Um,
that's unbelievable.
and granted, not all of those go to the offensive line because some sacks are the offensive line not blocking. Some sacks are quarterback just hanging on to it too long. Um, but the combination getting you to 10 sacks, and I believe at least four this week, not pretty. Um, and we won't harp on that too long. Tennessee, Mississippi State going to overtime. This this team had me nervous, but um, I do like seeing Tennessee gut out a win where,
In a hostile environment with cowbells.
my goodness. What's interesting is I was listening, I was watching most of this game on the radio. Um, and when Tennessee was on defense, I could still hear cowbells. On the TV broadcast, when Tennessee's on defense, it sounded really quiet, and I don't know who to believe. Um, but because I know as soon as plays were run, when Mississippi State was on offense, those cowbells came back. But I don't know. I've never been to Mississippi State. I'd love to go. I'd love to hit every stadium in the SEC. But props to Mississippi State, who should be ranked. Um, the team that they beat early in the season, Arizona State, is ranked. I don't know how Arizona State is ranked and Mississippi State is not. Mississippi State having played some really good football uh, to this point and still played really good football Saturday afternoon, but just came up a little bit short there on the last play of overtime. Vanderbilt hanging 55 on Utah State. Um, Vanderbilt's defense a little suspect, but Diego Pavia not to be doubted. Um, Winning 55-35. It's going to be interesting to see how does Alabama's offense match up against Vanderbilt's defense. Is this going to be a shootout or is this going to be a 16-10 slugfest? I don't know. A lot of times when you get two teams that can score points, and I mean Alabama only scored 24 on Georgia, but granted it's also Georgia. Um I don't know. This is in Tuscaloosa and this game has been circled uh for 11 months.
This is I guess Vanderbilt's first real legit test. I mean, they've had some good games, but yeah, this is a good one.
It's going to be a
So,
really good one.
and
Um
Diego, in my opinion, makes college football more fun to watch. So I'm definitely interested in seeing how he does. I'm kind of rooting for him, and I don't particularly think Vanderbilt can beat an Alabama team that just beat Georgia, but Vanderbilt beat them last year, and nobody saw that coming.
yeah, crazier
So
things have happened.
you're right.
Um I don't know how I would pick this game. Honestly, I still think Alabama wins. Uh, but does Alabama have a hangover after that Georgia game? That's a real question that I have. Uh, Missouri taking on UMass, winning 42-6. Uh, I, if I remember correctly, UMass may have had an early lead against Missouri, and I was like, oh no, here we go. But Missouri just cruised
Missouri's a really good football team,
really
and
good.
they, yeah, I'm not looking forward to playing them at all. I think they could probably beat Auburn, and I'm, Yee. Yeah, they're
And
good, and they're gonna get some more attention if they keep winning like they're doing. But they're not a pushover. So,
no, and I just hate seeing Missouri do well. Um,
well,
Notre,
why do you hate seeing them do well?
so their first year in the SEC, they represented the East in the SEC
Yeah,
championship
which
game.
made no sense, but yeah.
They like A&M was always on the cusp in the Big 12, but had Oklahoma and Texas to contend with. And so them coming to the SEC and beating Alabama, I I was a little surprised, but not totally surprised. But Missouri doing well, I'm like middle of the pack Big 12 coming in and beating up on the SEC. I do not like this. Of all the SEC schools, they fit in the least. Um, I yeah, just I'm I'm sorry, Austin Huff. Missouri is uh not not a favorite of mine. Um,
Well, favorite or not, they are a good team, and
they are a good team. Yes, I will admit.
and they are in the SEC and have been longer than Texas and Oklahoma. So I don't, yeah,
And having a better season than
yeah.
Texas or Oklahoma.
Well, Texas, I think, is about to get I don't not necessarily against Florida, but Texas is about to. I think more so they're gonna get the light shined on them. So
Yeah, the SEC
yeah,
schedule ramping up. We will see.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
It's brutal. So
Not as brutal as Notre Dame beating Arkansas 56-13
yeah,
and
that
running Sam
was.
Pittman out of town.
Yeah, I don't ever want to see an SEC school get handled by Notre Dame, and so that was sickening. And um, yeah, shame on Arkansas.
Yeah. And then South Carolina bounced back against Kentucky.
Yeah,
Uh,
good bounce back. Then Beamer needed that, and
yes,
Kentucky, I don't think is
35-13.
terrible, but yeah, they it is what it is. So good
Yeah.
win for South Carolina.
Yes, I would love to see South Carolina do well against a few teams. Um, just not mine.
Yep,
Uh, this
well said.
weekend, we got Kentucky at Georgia. Ooh, I'm so I am sorry,
Well,
Kentucky.
that didn't look good for Georgia. So
No,
I
Texas
mean
at
Kentucky,
Florida.
excuse me. That does look good for Georgia, but not Kentucky.
Yeah. Texas at Florida. Um,
I'll be at that game. So,
there you go. Horns
yep.
down.
Yeah,
Um,
horns down. I'm cheering for the Gators, even though it's probably unlikely. So,
hey, I'll tell you what, I'm not cheering for Texas in that game.
right.
Vanderbilt at Alabama,
Yep, that's the big one.
Kent State at Oklahoma. Um, but okay, here's what I don't understand. Vanderbilt at Alabama, you can get $47 tickets.
Yeah,
How, how is that the cheapest game of the week?
I don't know. That that seems like Alabama would have sold out, but who knows?
Um, Kent State at Oklahoma is a higher price ticket than Vanderbilt at Alabama.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
Um, and then Mississippi State at Texas A&M.
That's
I'll,
going to
I'll,
be a good game.
yes. That
In
is the
fact, if Texas A&M plays Mississippi State like they played Auburn, Mississippi State can win that game. So,
that is the hot ticket this weekend, $133.
yeah.
Um, even with so A&M's favored by 14 and a half.
Kyle Field, it's a hard place to play.
It is. So point spreads, Georgia's favored by 20 and a half. Texas only a 6.5 point favorite. Alabama 10 and a half. Oklahoma 45 and a half over Kent State. And the Kent State Oklahoma ticket is more expensive than Vanderbilt Alabama. I do not get it. What's wrong with people? Uh, I'm
Yeah, there must be not well, I don't know if you've been to Norman, Oklahoma, but there's not a lot to do there, so that makes sense.
well, I don't know. There's a lot to do in Tuscaloosa either. If I did not have a 20-year reunion, where I am going to be sucking in my gut for 3 hours on Saturday night,
Oh, you got your 20-year reunion this weekend?
20-year reunion.
20
Yeah.
years. Good for you,
It
man.
That means it's been 19 years since I got a Baylor bee burned into my chest.
Well,
Um,
yeah.
that I I have to post some pictures
I've
of
actually never been to one of my high school reunions because I moved to South Florida and my reunions are in Alabama and I don't have any family in Alabama anymore. So it's like every time they've had their reunions, it's just like, you know,
well, the two guys that I really keep up with from high school, neither one of them can make it. Um,
huh.
so I'm gonna go see a whole bunch of people that uh I'm gonna have to impress. And like I said, I'm gonna have to suck in my gut for 3 hours um, to look more impressive.
Did you go
But
to your 10-year reunion?
I did. Uh,
How was that?
it was fun. We were at a restaurant that was not real conducive. Where we were, it was really narrow. It was hard to move around, and so I kind of sat down and talked to the same people most the entire night. Which fine. people that I hadn't seen in 10 years. But uh I didn't get to catch up with a lot of my classmates. And then my 15-year reunion, 2020. So that one didn't happen.
They had a 15 year. Huh.
Yeah. Um, every 5 years, do a big reunion.
Okay. Now my high school I think does every 10, but
So
I
I
don't think, yeah, I don't know about every 5.
Yeah, I'm interested to know what the football game's going to be like because um and I think I've talked about it here before. Jared, I know you and I have texted about it. Now they do fireworks during and after the national anthem, as the team runs onto the field, after touchdowns, after field goals, after wins. There's fireworks all the time. Um, Usually there is a flyover, like a small jet flies over at the conclusion of the national anthem. This last week, no flyover. Instead, a former military paratrooper skydives and brings in the game ball, doing the whole thing, and halfway down he drops this huge American flag, and so that thing's just circling. I mean, for a high school game, it's I I don't know. This is not the high school I went to. Um, it was nothing like this when I was there. It's got the artificial turf, the nice stuff that feels more like grass. Um, Although I prefer grass. I think there are fewer injuries on grass. That's a different topic. But yeah, big weekend coming up, for uh for my household with the big 20-year reunion happening. So I'll have to have a report next week on how it went and how much it hurt to suck in that long.
Well, I'm happy for you, man. I hope you have a good reunion, and I hope we see a Vanderbilt victory. And yeah, it should be a. I mean, even though there's a couple buys for several teams, including my Auburn Tigers
Yep.
and your Tennessee Vols, there's still some good games to watch. So,
There's going to be some great football on
yep.
Saturday, so don't miss it. Hey, find us online, and let us know what year reunion you have this year. Whether it's 17, 7, whatever. Do you,
Yeah,
it-
or if you went to your last reunion and how
yeah,
was
did
it?
you go to your last reunion?
Yeah,
And does your school do every 10 years or every 5 years?
I think every
Po-
5 years is aggressive,
Podcast.
but
Yeah,
that's me.
yeah.
So,
Email us podcast at third Saturday in October.com. Find us online, third Saturday in October.com, on social media at TSIO pod. If you want to send Jared to his next high school reunion, find us on Venmo at TSIO pod or buymeacoffee.com/TSIO pod. I'm Bradley, saying heroes come in all sizes and roll balls.
and despite the brutal last weekend, War Eagle.
Tailgate, man cave, living room.